Before you are.
Right, the
Okay.
year after Pa died.
Okay. Hi's birthday is March 10th.
March 10th, 75. 1908.
1908. Miriam's as well. And I don't even know.
It's yours? Like the same as yours?
A day after mine, so that's February 27th.
How do you remember all this?
I told you she'd give me the information I wanted. Wait, how old is Miriam? She was 65, so
when they quit, she did 974.
So what, so
figure it out, 74.
83 to 74, that's 1909.
All right.
She's older than Hi?
No, she can't be. Hi is 75.
Okay, well,
That's not the way it is. Hi was 75.
I got 1909 for her, 1908 for Hi then.
No, 1906, 1908, and she was in 1907.
Oh, that's
right.
Okay, Francie was born when?
Francie was born
In a hospital.
Yeah.
On the highway.
15 years
May
later.
20th.
Go
May
on.
20th.
15 years later than they were
She's
married.
37 now. How
Yeah.
old is she? And then 46.
1983. How old is she?
36.
So that's
46. She was born at 46 to 47.
47.
47.
Dave, you know when his birthday is?
No.
How about Miss?
Oh, you flunk.
Wait a second.
December 15th is Missy.
I'll be darned.
What same as Trish?
No, Trisha's is Christmas Day, 25th.
Oh, then they're just 2 weeks apart.
All right, so
The same
what year is that
She's
then?
12.
12, so that makes her...
71. 70.
Okay, Stephen.
Stephen was born December the 5th.
Go on. What year, how old is he? He's 7?
He's going to be 7 in December.
It's nice to know that nobody in the family is senile yet.
Thank you, my son. That's a compliment for me already then. So that's 1976. Okay, Beth's birthday is August what?
August the 29th.
Go on. 18, she's 5 years older than 5 years.
Wait, she was just 73.
1913?
No, wait a minute. In 76 she retired. It's 7 years.
She's 5 years older than I am.
She's more.
She's not.
She's more than 5 years. There's almost 7 years difference between you and her.
Seal.
Don't tell me. I said there's 7 years.
Or what's her birthday?
August the 6th, August the 29th.
What year?
11.
I'm gonna finish up my tree.
11.
Okay.
I think 11.
Al's
No, it can't be 11. 8, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah. There's a year and a
When was
half.
Al's birthday?
Al's birthday was August the 6th.
Go on. What
He
year?
was he as old as Bessie?
I don't know.
Or a year older.
I don't know.
He may have been a year older.
All right, I'll make it 12.
Yeah.
Lee.
Lee is August the 1st. He's 9 months younger than Mark.
No,
Okay, what
In
year is that?
1944.
you might have forgotten it.
40. And Sue?
She is May 27th.
Go on.
Okay, let me change my
35,
phone.
30.
The year I was married.
Yeah, 10 days before you were
Yeah,
married. So
1937.
47.
I got ours. Bernie is March 31st, or was it?
No, it's the 30th.
29th.
29th, right. Right, it was a week after.
I have it in my...
His bar mitzvah was March 3rd.
Yeah.
Yeah, January 6th is Sue. He was 49 and you're 54. Rhonda, what's your birthday?
August 3rd,
What year?
54.
Is there any ice left here?
Okay.
No, it's in the
I
fridge.
got everybody's. Okay, I want that. Yeah, all right. Theo, Tina C?
Yeah.
All right, come here, take a look.
I'm looking for my glasses. Wait a minute.
Get your glasses, because you gotta see this.
Let me get a shot of the house.
Wait, let me see. Let me get my glasses here. Give me this. You don't need this.
Get your glasses.
Where the hell are your glasses?
You better find them so you can see what I'm gonna show you. When was the last time you wore them?
I don't wear them.
No.
Why?
No. I'm gonna go out
You
there.
got them in your hand.
No.
Let me vamp up Michael and we'll go out there.
These are the,
I had to change his
these are
diaper.
the
Do you
old
poops
ones.
in your pants?
all right, let me see.
Huh? Steve, do you poops?
If it's warm enough, you leave the door open.
The door is open.
Oh.
Just,
Here,
what?
see what it says here? Grandmother remembers.
Oh,
Rhonda gave me this book. And this is your life.
okay.
Oh, that is right. Anyway, this is to offer you my memory so that you will know your grandmother's little girl not so long ago. With love for Stephen and Michael, if there's any to follow. And this is from me in 1983.
So what are you going to write in there?
wait a minute.
You want to fill it up now?
Well, there's a couple of things and then we'll go to him. My mother's family, my grandfather's name, what was his name?
Which grandfather?
This says my grandparents.
Oh,
My
your
grandparents.
grandparents.
So my mother's family, my grandfather's name was Ox. What was it? Wolf Ox, wasn't it?
That was that's the brother. It's my oldest brother.
His name was Wolf? Ox?
Ox, O-C-H-S, yes.
Had a bunch of animals in your family.
Huh? No, not that
What
way.
was my grandfather's name? Do you know?
Jacob, Yanko, that's what our Jacks and the kids are named after. And Miro. Miro was the
Yanko.
And Miro. Miro. Her maiden name was Weiser.
Wait a minute, Miro, but her name was...
As in Bud?
No, Mill.
Well, that's Miriam anyway.
Merle. Could be Merle in English. Merle.
So you don't... Miriam?
No.
I'll leave it Miro.
No.
Now, what was their name?
The father's name was Weiser. Her maiden name was Weiser, but the husband's name is Ux. That's why Max Ux changed it to Max Weiser, because he didn't want to be...
He took her name.
He took her
All
name.
right.
He took her maiden name.
My grandparents came from Europe.
Europe.
They settled in Austria. My grandfather earned his living how?
He was a butcher.
Hold it. Your grandfather.
My mother's father was a butcher.
All right. I told you that when my mother came to America, Seal came with her, my grandmother, the three of them came together.
And I'll tell you a little story. I'll tell you a little story.
We'll come to that. Wait, we'll tell it later. Wait, we'll remember that. Hey, maybe you should record this and then
It's
we'll...
been going for the last couple minutes.
Okay, tell them the
All
story.
right. The story is that when my father left for America, he left her pregnant with my brother, although she didn't know it. So when he finally sent money and the ship card and everything, he gave her strict instructions that when she gets to Ellis Island, that if anybody says, how long is your husband in America, you should say 2 years. So she gets there, she's already pregnant, she missed the boat, the Rotterdam boat in the morning, and had to stay over for 2 weeks. They got in the afternoon and the boat left in the morning. So she was stuck for 2 weeks.
She was with them, by the way.
Yeah. And it took, bless you, and it took a 2-week wait, and finally they all land, and I was having trouble with my eyes. I had long hair, and nobody had brains enough to remove it away. So I got astigmatism, and my eyes were red constantly, and I was constantly crying from the and nobody said anything. Well, the way I looked, they were going to send us back, and my mother raised hell. Finally, they take us into a room, and a German doctor, a woman doctor, is examining my mother, and she says to my mother, in German, how long is your husband away? So she says, 2 years. So she says in German, von wem schwängerst du?
Meaning, who made you pregnant?
From who are you pregnant? So then she broke down, and she gave him hell when they let her come and gave her the little finger.
All right. My mother was born on July.
Spelled in, it was such a long name that they condensed it.
How did you say it?
S-T-Y-Z-C-K or things like that. Everything had a Z and a K in it. Yeah.
My grandmother's name, we don't know
I don't
anything
know.
about her.
I don't know anything
They
about
came
it.
from Russia.
Yeah.
And they settled in where?
They settled in Lemberg. Austria is a state. Lemberg is a town.
Lemberg. Which is no longer.
Which is now Lvov, L-W-O-W, Poland.
L-W-O-W,
Poland.
Poland.
In Poland. Poland.
Now, that's what the name is.
You mean like a Polish blood in me?
No, the Poles took it over after the Second World War.
My grandfather earned his living as a furrier. That's not
Your
No, that's actually
that's
my
your father.
What was his father? Do you have any idea?
No, he never talked about his father.
Okay, nothing.
Nothing.
My father was born on January 2nd. What did I say?
No, 17.
Oh, what's the year did I say?
83.
1983.
18.
Not well. I was having a time, no, wait a minute. My parents, the father's name, Samson, mother's name. Now, it's spelled
O-C-H-S.
O-C-H-S. Oh, parents met in Austria. How?
Not in Austria, in Lemberg.
Lemberg.
Lemberg is a city in Austria.
Yeah.
Austria is
Was.
a state, yeah.
Lemberg, Austria.
And he was a terrorist.
He was an anarchist.
Wait a minute. How did they meet?
He was a terrorist.
An anarchist. That's
Well, a
right.
terrorist.
Because that's the crowd he got in with. He didn't know any better.
Okay, how did they meet?
How did they meet? I have no idea how they met.
They threw him out of the country before he got killed?
He didn't
No,
know.
he didn't know. He went out
He never
before.
straightened his way.
He straightened himself out. She didn't like his friends,
Yeah, right.
but he straightened himself out, and they got
When,
married.
when,
I have no idea.
They were married?
And September the 5th, 1905. And I was born exactly
All right,
9 months
wait a minute,
later.
and, oh wow, and, he was, what's the Jewish, what's the holiday, the Jewish holiday that we Simchas Torah.
Yeah. He died on the 34th anniversary.
Yeah. Okay, the place was in Austria, and the father earned his living as a furrier.
Wait a minute. Let's get back to
Go
it.
ahead.
Go ahead, you finish up. I got questions.
About the day I was born February 26, 1980 at home. I was named Sarah Goldie Sticks. The name was chosen in memory of my father's mother. Is that right?
Could be, it has
Yeah,
to be.
I remember
And then
that.
right down
Wait.
the grandmother's
Who's
name
your father's
was
mother?
Hyman, right after that Goldie. Right at Goldie.
Where?
No, I mean, the pages before, you wrote your grandfather's, your mother's father, your father's name was Hyman, and his wife's name was Goldie.
Oh, all right.
That's
Oh, now we're finally finding things
Where
out.
did Sarah come from, though?
Scylla Goldie.
Scylla
I
Goldie.
think that
That's
must
her
have
name.
been her name, Scylla Goldie.
That was it.
Yeah.
Goldie. I remember Mom
Yeah.
saying that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I weighed.
Oh, God, who knows? 8 pounds, normal weight.
Okay.
No.
I was told I resembled what? Remember Dr. South was the doctor. I
Yeah,
remember that.
Soud.
South. That's what UTH. It says on my,
S-L-A-H-U-D.
not on my birth
What's it
certificate.
say?
That's so UTH. South. All right. Go on.
That's the way they write it. That's the way the guys in Ellis Island, if they couldn't spell your name, they wrote it the way they wanted. They gave your name.
You meet, now, who's at Ellis Island? Was this the military?
No, when we first come back, when any immigrant comes into Ellis Island,
There's an
and you
employee.
got a long name, you can't pronounce it, and the Irish
They
guys
change it.
can't write- They change it, that's why you can't find it.
Right now.
So you're what you're telling me is all the people that came in this country, their whole name has been determined by a bunch of jerks that work for the federal government.
My in-law's real name is Sussman, but my father-in-law said it the way he said it. It sounded Zissman, and so we're the only Zissmans, and everybody else is a Sussman.
S-U-S-S.
S-U-S-S, and we're the only Z, I
I'll
guess.
be darned.
That's what they did.
That's what they
I
did.
knew it was Zussman in grammar school. I wonder if we were related.
No,
I was
we
told
have
I
no
resembled
relatives.
who?
Father. Yeah, your father.
Okay, my brothers and sisters had still high yada. It was Purim, my mother was baking, my sisters and brothers were in school.
It was
I
your Purim.
interrupted her baking, and when they returned to school, I was born, right? Remember this picture? Remember this picture?
Yeah.
It was taken out in front on 2845 Division Street. Okay, I was 5 years old there. My family lived around the 1300 North Artesian Avenue.
1311.
Good enough.
Write it on.
Write it on.
You got it.
Get the information accurate.
And 2845 West Division Street, a custom homeless house. I went to Lafayette School, Harvard, Mason, graduated from that school in
Hey,
1936.
hey!
Stephen, you don't be quiet.
Stop yelling.
This is important. I took a commercial course at Southern
answers are laughing.
What you doing to my screen?
Oh, leave him, man. Let him go.
Roger.
Can't
be out there by
And when I
Go out there with him.
and first he was the baby of the family. My parents were very strict about what? Nothing. What were they strict about?
Very strict about our schooling. If we didn't get the right report card, my father would hit the hay.
Okay,
He
schooling,
was
what
careless.
else? All right. All right, that's good enough.
Well,
My
morale.
mother taught me to value friends to be generous and charitable. A pound was a great one for charity. My mother taught me to value, use money wisely, to save for a rainy day, never buy unless you have the money to pay for it, right? What I loved most about my father was his generosity, not only for his family, but to friends and even strangers. What I loved most about my mother was on Friday, after the house was clean and a meal prepared, she always put a clean dress on for the Sabbath. We used to say, where are you going, Ma? Remember?
I would just wear a dress with safety pins.
Friday, she put a
She
clean
came
dress
up to
on.
play when I was playing bingo.
Did she have dress
Came up one
safety
day
pins?
with a
She had dresses hanging in the closet that she never
Came up
wore.
with a hug me type,
Yeah.
a sweater that had about 45 safety pins on it,
Why?
and when she opened it, I just closed it.
My teenage years were very pleasant. Being the youngest of 5 children, I was a bit spoiled, but not to excess, right? Okay. As a girl, my favorite, well, that has to come later. My subject in school, typing and short, and my friends to say type. I can't remember the 8th person. Alice Bacon, Frances Sigelman, Ruth Eisner, Pearl Gross, Shirley Levy, Sylvia Eisenberg. I don't remember who this, and me. Who was the 8th person? Remember there was 8 of us. I can't, anyway. We spent birthdays, engagements every, weekdays, wait. weddings, births, bar mitzvahs, more weddings than even deaths, because a lot of it is just between them. This is really helping recall a lot of that, too.
We'll see.
All right, as a young woman, graduate from Von Steuben, 1936, I finished school. I went to Concordia School. My first job was at Howell for 5 years. I worked at Continental for 10 years, left because I was pregnant. Went back after 10 years, retired from Continental Glass after association of 34 years, February of 1980. The fashion rates at the time, I don't remember that. Anyway, I started the day at the age of 15 and 16. I met your grandfather at Howell and Company. We sat next to one another. Full name, Sid, July 2nd, 1940. His dad died at the age of 35. Sid went to work after high school.
Wrong. Stop. His dad died at the age of 44.
You're right. We found these things in the cemetery.
Yeah?
We found the grave at it.
Oh.
And I
It
know
says-
where
it
Janice
says-
Lane, too, will go one day. I called the undertaker and found out. No.
In Wolheim, on the Borscht Belt.
Yeah. And Sid went to work after high school and helped to support his mother. He didn't date because he didn't have enough spending money. We met, and it was when he was 24. We went together for a year, and then he was drafted in World War II. Was in the Army 4 years. We married at 28 and 32. Lake was good. Our first date was an afternoon.
You were 28?
You're damn right.
I thought I was the oldest one to get
Our
married.
first date was an afternoon on a Sunday at the Aragon Ball at Tommy Dorsey's orchestra. His age when we met, I was 21, he was 24. He
was 25.
25. I'm catching me lies.
Well, then outside there,
You can't add or subtract.
I lived in St. Louis. That's why I needed her to verify these dates. I lived in St. Louis and Lawrence. He earned his living as a cost price clerk, later as a credit man. I liked him because we were compatible and fun to be with one another.
Yeah.
Our grandfather said he liked
You
me
make
because
noise
I
and I'm
didn't
going to
get
give you
along
a
with. When we dated, we'd go for a drive to dinner and show, just being together. Remember this picture? The engagement. On the front stairs. Oh, Sarah. Our courtship.
Hold it!
Go on. What's
Oh, I got pictures for you. Okay, wait, we'll be right back. Hey, what's today's date, by the way?
Yeah, 16 is it? No.
Today's the 16th. Today's
No.
Sunday.
What's the date, Rhonda? We were saving this date for a long time. What's
Like 17th.
The 17th, yeah.
17th of October, 83.
All right, 83.
Grammar school, I was 19.
How come you got such big enlargements? Who made them?
Double wedding. Oh, these are regular
Where's the
weddings.
double wedding pictures? Did you ever see that picture? Show it to Rhonda.
You had a double
Wait
wedding?
a minute.
Yeah, still, yeah.
Wait a
They had
minute.
a double wedding.
Hey, Rhonda, hold this up. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Who is that now?
Hi, Al. This is Al and Betsy. They're engaged.
No, this one. Max and Yetta.
Rhonda, back the way it was. Wait, Rhonda.
Hold it closer.
Rhonda, I'm taking pictures of air right now. Give me a break, will you?
The first seal and the herb were married. Then they marched the other procession.
When you
began
finish
all
your
over
cookie,
again.
we'll go back
Yeah,
out.
Max was
Does anybody like artwork?
Who is that? Oh, that's
I
Bess.
had saved.
Who is that?
here.
That's Bessinelle.
that nice one of Bessinelle.
Yeah.
Let's see what you say.
Oh, that's a beautiful picture of them.
I saved pictures here from Christmas cards.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful ones
You
with
can have them. I got
fur
some
on
of my
them.
own.
Does anybody want to save them?
No.
Okay.
Hey, Jana?
The black dress she wore, mine with the brown dress. Go on. We became engaged during World War II. When grandfather proposed, he bought me a ring during the furlough, asking to marry him after the war was over. And I requested he do it on his knees like in the movies. And he did it at his house in Waukegan, remember? Okay, my wedding day, June 9, 1936 in Park. Rogers Park Hotel, 125 guests. I wore white lace. We celebrated our wedding. We celebrated our wedding. I don't remember. Anyway, wait a minute. This here, I got this one.
Yeah.
All right, the first year, I won't read this stuff. Here, this is our first anniversary out of Waukegan, and the suit, I took around
Waukegan.
Yeah, so we used to run there all the time. Okay,
I
here.
don't know, I ain't been there since Dad died.
Well, everybody's gone now. There's when Norman and Bernie was, remember that?
Yeah.
And this is the day I came home from the hospital, and he wanted to hold him. And when we were at Rhonda's, when they brought Stephen home, Bernie said, I remember holding Norman the day he came home from the hospital, and I brought them the picture to prove it to them. Here, these are all, I still have a lot to fill out here that I haven't done.
What is he doing? Is the door open?
No.
Oh, I was wondering.
There's so much here, wait a minute, that I have picked up, and I want to show you. Some of these pages I used for just a memorable picture. Remember Jay's wedding? And Cam Robinson here.
Where's the one that was sitting on the toilet?
Oh, I didn't put that one in.
Oh, mother.
I got Daddy sitting on the toilet.
Yeah, sitting on the toilet.
I got. This is the day I came from the doctor.
Hey, my mother was a porno queen too.
And when he was in Camp Robinson. And look at this. It's that Mike and Steve. There's that's Norman. It looks just like Mike. Look at that. This is Norman. This is Mike.
Sarah, right now, with a 25, 30 years difference, and 50 years from now, they'll look different.
All here.
Yeah.
Two of them.
Yeah.
Right down here. Remember all the, you remember, and all I know,
Sarah, there's a picture that's missing from my album that
wait,
you
maybe
got.
I got it here.
There's the three of you against a lamppost. The three of you against a
A
lamppost.
lamppost and here. Okay, now these are the ones that I gotta find place for in here. Here. That's my nose.
Wait a minute, Sarah. Hold it.
Get it.
I gave you, you wrote it
Start
down.
at the beginning.
The beginning from where? And ask me questions.
Okay. Your father, my grandfather.
My father was born, I don't know
Where?
I don't know where.
He was born in Russia.
Yeah, and his parents both died when he was 6 years old, and he had a grandfather
Wanda.
taking care of him. And when the grandfather died, when my father was 10 years old, there was a brother, and they didn't see each other at all. And when the grandfather died, they separated, and I don't know where he went from then on, but he was self-taught and became a designer. Never went to school. He learned Hebrew, he learned how to read, but that's all he knew. He had no English or no
But he had a
education
brother.
of any kind.
But he had a brother.
Huh?
He had a
He
brother.
had a brother.
We don't know where.
Nobody knows, but we found out later that he went to Paris. And I remember New York, a furrier came to see my father and complained that his brother was not taking very good care of his wife, of his sister, who was very sick at the time. The name was
Name was what?
The man's name was Twick. My father's brother married a girl whose name was Twick. And they lived in London, and they don't know, they wanted to bring him here. My father says he doesn't even know his brother, and there's nothing he can do for him. And that was it. I know my father had a lot of twins, and they were not
So there were only two.
Luckily, he left.
There was only two
Boys. Luckily, he left. When he left for America, the police came knocking on the door
They
in
wanted
the
him.
morning looking for him. He left just in time.
Okay, now that's because
He left because there was nothing here for him.
No, he left Europe because...
Oh, he left Europe because there was nothing there for him.
But he was a trouble from his...
looking for him.
Because he was an anarchist.
There you are.
He was a terrorist. He was a terrorist.
No, he wasn't.
He was causing trouble for the government.
The crowd that he was going
Yeah.
with.
But he was causing trouble for the government.
He was the only one who had a trade and a profession. The others were just hangers-on. And they were getting themselves in
It
trouble.
was a crop.
And he was supporting them. If he made $1, they
Okay, what
all
about
shared.
his parents? We don't know anything about. Other than
His parents were dead. He didn't know anything. He didn't know
He left Russia when he was about, how old did you say, 13?
23.
Oh.
When he got married, he left.
Oh, I thought he'd left in...
No, he left. He left a long time ago.
Where in
but
Russia?
He was Kiev.
Well,
Could
he
have
was...
been Kiev.
Pop was a...
A Kiever.
No, what do they call it?
Raditcher. He was a Raditcher.
A Raditcher. My mother was a Galicia.
My mother came from Galicia, Austria.
Well, like opposites got together.
Oh,
The
like
accent,
like them a cousin
south
had
and the
to
north.
her?
Something like that, yeah.
Close that.
It was the accent.
Right?
Now.
And
Okay, now she lived in Austria.
Get out, big trouble.
She was born in Austria.
she was born. She stayed right where she was.
Okay.
And they were very poor. Her father they had a lot of children, and she never had any. She never had anything. You know, she said she stayed. She never went a lot. Never had an education because they all had to work. She never owned a pair of shoes till she was 16 years
very
old.
poor.
She met my father when she was 16. But they didn't get married until she was about
Now,
21.
how many brothers and sisters
She
did
was
she have?
23 when I was
I know
born.
Toba.
Toba, Lenyon, and Lena, and Matt, and then older brother Wolf that stayed there because he had a bad arm, he had a handicap. So they wouldn't let him come through.
There was 6 children.
So how many got into this country?
5.
All of them.
The pictures on my buffet.
Okay, that's okay.
Yeah.
They all got it.
Now, Austria, where she lived in Austria, is now part of Poland.
Is that right?
Yeah. Here, come here.
Well, bring it to him so that he can...
No.
This, oh yeah, I'm gonna sit on it. This is my wolf and his wife.
Your father needs to get up.
And wouldn't come here
Grandma
unless,
went with you.
she wouldn't come, my mother wouldn't come here unless her mother went with her. Because Henya, Lena, and, not Lena, Tobe and Henya were already here. And then
So Toba
Lena,
settled in Detroit right away.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she went right to
yeah.
Detroit, yeah.
and she
She married
married
New York at all?
She
Well,
lived in New York a
everybody
little
goes
bit,
to
went
New
right
York.
to
Yeah.
Detroit. She met him and went right to Detroit and had a hell of a life for the rest of her life.
Yeah.
Considering, well, what kind of a life she had. She lived a good old age, 88.
I remember her.
Yeah, she
88
would do,
when she
yeah.
died. She died 11 years ago.
I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember her
The
and Jack
And Jack, yeah.
and Blanche
Well,
And
Jack was gonna be-
Blanche.
at wait a
At
minute,
High's house.
at High's house in the old
Okay,
neighborhood.
They bought you
They
toys.
bought me a toy truck. I
Right.
still remember
I
it.
remember that, yeah.
Took me and Bertie and Eileen
Right, all the
and
kids.
Sandy,
Right.
Everybody.
and we went to the toy store.
That's why I wanted
I
them
saw
to
this
come.
toy truck in the window. I saw. I want that truck.
That's why I wanted them to come to Chicago for your wedding. He would have had a reunion with everybody that he hadn't seen for so long, but he isn't well and so on. Get back here.
He's still alive.
Oh yeah, they're in Florida. That's who we stayed with when we went to Florida.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. All right. Go
Okay,
ahead.
now, wait a minute. So far, we don't know who the great grandparents are.
No.
We don't know we know who the grandparents are.
Yeah. They more or less lived their own life in America. Everybody was in a different city.
Henya,
would
wait a
get
minute.
together with her.
Lena and Henya, the two sisters, married two cousins, and they were both bakers.
Yeah.
And they went into business once, and it was a total disaster, and they had to give it up. It was better when they were working
Okay,
than when they were only working.
Okay, now stick is short
It's
for-
short for another
for-
long name,
for
but
some
we have no
jerk.
idea.
Okay, we don't know.
We don't
Ox was your mother's maiden name.
not a maiden name.
Right.
And Max, their only brother here.
Max, so hold on, stop.
And
Max was
My mother's
Esther's
brother.
brother.
Yeah.
Okay. My great
we
uncle.
only know one of his children. What's his name?
When he came during the
What was his name? So Milton.
Milton.
We only know Milton. There's
Okay.
4 children, but we only know Milton.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what was your father's name in the old? Oh, you don't know.
We
because
don't
you
know
you
anything
don't
about my father. We don't know anything about my father.
What about my dad's side of the family? What do you know about that?
Ask her.
Well, there was 6 children.
Hold it.
One,
For who? Wait a minute.
your grandfather. His name was Nathan.
Nathan. Okay, that's all named after.
There were 6 children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They came from Russia
Your
too.
mother and Etta and Elizabeth, 3 girls, and then there were 3 boys.
Three or
Esther,
two.
Hold it.
one they
You're
disowned.
getting
Hold it. You're getting me on.
Yeah.
Dana had 2 sisters, Elizabeth and Yetta.
Etta,
That's
and
her
Etta.
side of the family. What was her maiden name?
Estrin.
Right. Okay, I remember.
E-S-T-R-I-N, yeah.
Okay,
He
now
also had 2 brothers. One they disowned. The one that was married to Aunt Jenny, they disowned.
okay.
And then there was another who lived in California that was a deadbeat. They kind of disowned him too when he tried to take money from them. So it was the 3 girls and Esther.
What do you get, 3 girls? Oh, yeah,
Fred's,
3 girls.
Fred's father, I can't remember his name.
Elizabeth?
Yeah. And Etta.
And
And then the one from the south side, I can't think of his name, Bernie Estrin's father. That lived on
Not a
the south
hacker.
side. No, not a hacker, that's another side of the family. No, no, that's
Go ahead,
my
let's get back to my
mother's side of the
grandfather.
family. Yeah, all right, go
he
ahead.
came from Russia.
Who, I know
Nathan.
nothing about him,
Nathan.
Nathan. I know
We don't know
nothing
anything about
All
her.
I know
She never
is,
talked about her husband's family.
All I ever got out of her that I remember was he was a bum. Is it behind the fish store? He was a bum. He never worked a day in his life.
No. If she implied
He got
that-
sick. He got sick.
He got sick. If she implied, no. If she implied that, it was maybe in a moment of fury or anger because she was left with 2 boys to raise, and she had no money whatsoever. She opened this miserable fish store, and she tried to support the boys with that, and whatever the boys brought in, I'm sure the family helped her out. And it was a hard struggle for her. So if she implied...
And he was sick, I guess, for a long time.
He was a lifesaver. He was a heavy smoker. And the
lifesaver?
He was a
Like
lifesaver.
a swimming?
Swimming, yeah. He got emphysema, and he got very ill, and they sent him to Arizona, and he didn't last long there, and they brought him back to Chicago and buried him here. So you say...
Wait a minute, stop.
Yeah.
Did Dad go to Arizona then? The whole family go, or they just
No,
come
he
here?
went alone to live there. She was maintaining the fish store here.
Oh,
went alone there, but he
Oh.
died while he was there. Then they brought him back here.
Oh, so she didn't see him the last so
Oh
many
no,
years.
God knows how long. I don't know how long. I don't even know if it was years, whether it was months or weeks. I know. At that time, we just didn't talk about it, so I don't know anything about that. But it was a rough struggle. Bernie was.
I know she worked in a slide rule factory or something like
during
that.
the war.
During the war, I
She worked-
remember
yeah,
she worked
she worked
during
at
the
that.
war.
Yeah. And Bernie was. Yeah, Bernie
Where's
worked
Kate?
for the Wonder Bread company. That's
Well, he made good money.
Yeah, he was making real good money.
I remember that.
Daddy was working for a place where he could
Right.
house, and he was doing all right too, and they were supporting her. They were giving him. In fact, they were doing so good that Bernie saved up enough money to buy his own car, which was a Plymouth. He paid $100 cash for it, and that was the big deal. And when Bernie wanted to, he let Sid use it sometimes, because it was mostly Bernie's car. Until the war broke out and Bernie volunteered.
But we don't know anything about where did Dad come from? What, was she born in Russia?
I have no idea. I know nothing about that. We just didn't talk about that.
Aunt Celia, do you know if she was born in Chicago or she born in Russia?
No, I don't know.
She was born in...
She must have been born here. She spoke
I
very good
think
English.
they were born on the west side because she used to tell me that she lived in the vicinity of 12th and Halsted, and they used to walk downtown to work and they'd buy bananas off the push cart. Remember how she hated bananas? They'd eat bananas every day.
I always thought she was born in... She came here as a small
No,
child.
she could have been born right here in Chicago. I really don't know.
Don't
I
turn
really
your
don't
back on
know.
me.
She could have been born right
And
here.
Dad was born here.
I don't know that either.
Now you were born here.
Dad was born here in Chicago. I
Yeah.
was born in Chicago. Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
you were born. You were born. Wait a minute. You were born in Austria then.
Yeah. Neil, you were born in
You were born in
I was
Austria.
born in
Yeah.
Austria.
I was
only
born in
not in
New York.
Austria, Limburg.
High in the best.
Everybody else was born in New York. She
I
was
was born
born
in
here.
Chicago. At home. Yeah. Yeah. What else do you want to know?
Wait a minute, I'm trying to think.
Go on. Yeah. Now you were talking about Dana's side of the family. You're talking about your grandfather's side of the family. All I know is that there were 3 children there. He and Hacker's mother and another.
Okay, how is Hacker related? They're second cousins, I know that, but how?
Well, that's what I'm telling you. Their grandfather had a sister and another brother, so there was.
Hold it. Nathan had a sister and a
Yeah,
brother.
a brother. Morris was the other brother, and Anna was the sister.
Morris.
Morris Hacker.
I remember Anna.
I mean, Morris
Fryman.
Gertrude's mother.
That name sounds familiar.
Mother-in-law. Because her name, she became a
Oh,
Hacker.
yeah.
Anna married a
What was
Hacker.
she before?
A rich woman. Her husband, her father, I don't know. But her father was a
Phoebe.
rich man. He left the Hackers all that money. He bumped his
Ooh, oh, that's too bad.
head. Don't you see that? Come here. Yeah.
Steven.
That she came from a very rich family. When she died, when her
Who is this?
there was Nathan, Morris, and Anna.
Anna married.
Anna married a Hacker.
Ah, that's how they're related.
That's how she became a Hacker, right?
Okay.
Okay, and
Now wait a minute.
Morris,
Who is she married to? Who did she marry?
I never had, he was dead when I came to the family.
Okay, now how?
Morris never got married, only this late life he was living with a woman, because that was nice.
Hold it. Morris. He was the one that was living common law?
Yeah.
I remember him. He always walked with a cane or something.
I don't remember.
He was all crippled up.
Well, I don't remember that either, but he lived kind
So they were 20 years or something like that.
Yeah, they lived kind
I remember them.
and well, we.
Wait a minute. That was Dana's brother-in-law then.
Right, was your grandfather's brother.
Ah, I remember him. I remember there was a big scandal in the family.
Right. She was a very nice lady, don't get me wrong. She already had been married and was, widowed, and they worked together in some kind of a second-hand store, and they finally moved in together, they lived together. She took very good care of him, and he was off the family's back because she took care of him, you know what I mean?
Because he was all crippled up.
Well, he was kind of they just say a litigator. He didn't do much of anything. He never earned a good living until he met her, and they went into the second-hand business.
Here you go. Yeah, second-hand clothes.
Clothing, not clothing.
Right, I remember that.
Right.
Okay, yeah, I was real little bit, but I remember that.
Right.
Okay, now, Anna Fryman married a hacker.
No, Dana Fryman married a Fryman.
No,
Estrid married Fryman.
Anna
Oh, Anna married a
Anna
hacker.
Fryman
Yeah, right.
married a
And
hacker.
then she died.
No, wait, she had how many kids?
3. She got the twins, Marge and Phil are twins.
Wait a minute, Marge and Phil are married. That can't be true.
Marge,
Right now,
If they don't listen to you, the
what's Phil's twin sister? What was the twin? Phil's twin.
Marge.
No, that's his wife. He's right. Anyway, they were twins, and then was Ben Hacker.
Okay, then we went out to his house. I remember we had steaks there and the rain barbecue.
Right, that was very good.
Okay, I remember that. That was a ride and a half out there, too.
So, and then he had Phil and Phil's twin. And there was 3 children there.
So I can't do nothing.
Okay, now,
The thread needles for me.
so actually, Bill was Dana's nephew.
Right.
Yeah, but I don't want to.
And the son goes and sat with him. And I'm
Right.
taking this down.
Right.
But every time we would tell Dana,
I remember
she
that.
would never listen to us. She would never believe what we told her. She'd turn right around and go to
I remember
Bill,
that.
and Bill would tell her the very difficult
I
things.
remember
And
that.
Daddy would say to her, I told you so, and you didn't. And that was the hurt of his life.
I
He
remember
had
that.
many a fight with her.
Okay, now, Newton Hacker.
Newton is Ben Hacker's son. The one
Oh, okay, so he's, yeah, right, so he's,
and he's divorced from
he
his
was a
wife.
cousin.
Yeah, he married a very rich girl, and she tried to rule the roost, and they got divorced, and got two beautiful daughters who was this age. Right.
That's all the Hackers.
He went to Israel to live by the way.
Right.
Yeah.
That's all the Hackers.
Right, that's the Hackers. Yeah.
Okay, then we got the Estrons. That's Dana's,
Estrin's on Dana's side.
okay.
Estrin is the one, her husband, that they family practically threw him out. That's Little Clee's father.
Wait a minute, Little Clee's father
Father is the one who they family
was Estrin.
was an Estrin. That was Dana's brother.
That was, wait a minute, Al and Little Clee's, wait, let me try to think. Al and Little Clee's brother.
No, Alan, there was Little Clee's father, Al Clee's father-in-law. They threw
Okay,
him out.
Little Clee's father and Dana were brother and sister.
Right.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
Where's Mike?
So, we're pretty closely related then.
We're first cousins, I'm telling you.
You're a first cousin.
Yeah, but
I'm
first
second
through
cousin.
marriage, yeah. Through
I'm
marriage.
second cousin.
Right. During the war, Lil and
Okay,
Al-
what about Berlin?
Berlin, Aunt Etta,
Anna, yeah,
her husband, Max Ward.
yeah.
Max Ward and
like Aunt
Mrs.
Etta?
Berlin, their sister and brother.
Should we come there?
Oh, I
So
see.
she married Berlin.
Should we come there again?
And they had a bunch of little Berlans, and they gave birth to a bunch of little pay stars. Okay, now we got that.
Berlin is, Dorothy Harris's, Berlin.
Yeah, but that Berlin, his brother, he are,
Okay.
and Berlin's children got nowhere to go.
I don't blame them. It's a schlock house.
Yeah, but they're making big money. That's important today. Go
Okay,
on.
wait a minute. Okay, who was the old guy who owned all the movie theaters, and they had to bury him? They had to take up a collection.
Andy Slott's children.
Okay, Nate Slott.
Nate Slott. You think you don't remember? Nate Slott, go on.
Okay,
Andy Slott
he was loaded.
Oh, was he loaded?
He had a bunch of movie theaters.
He gave me my silverware. Go on. Yeah.
Okay, now what happened to him? How come they had to take up a collection to bury him?
It's sexy.
They didn't take up a collection to bury him.
I heard they took up a collection to bury him. I remember Dana talking about this.
They took up a collection to bury him?
He was busted.
He was busted when he lost.
He didn't have nothing.
I don't remember it too well.
Yeah,
So
I remember
I'll give you. I'll give you. All right, you're okay. Come here, Stephen. I want you to play with it here. Come here. Come here. Here, you can play with it here. Come here. And Nate Slott had another brother.
But Nate Slott was not related.
Nate Slott was Auntie Slott's son.
Who's
And
Auntie Slott?
Was a cousin. Her mother and Dana's mother were sisters. So this was an aunt.
Hold on.
And
Nate Slott's, Nate Slott's mother.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Nate Slott's mother.
Nate Slott and your grandmother were first cousins.
Hold on,
because-
you're mixing me up
Wait
with
a
it.
minute,
Wait, Nate Slott's mother
And Dana's mother
and Dana's mother
were sisters.
were sisters. That's
So
all I
Nate
want
Slack
to know.
was your mother's cousin.
First cousin.
Right.
Right. And he was loaded. And
Was.
he said he was never married.
I remember
He
that.
lived with all the women. It wasn't nice.
And he always bought Dana stuff, furniture and everything. I
Always
remember.
gave her stuff. Always, I think
And
there
then-
was a few bucks every now and
I
then.
think because she kept his mother company.
Yeah, because Auntie Slott was always coming over and she fed her and she catered to her.
But then he died broke. We don't know why he
I
died
don't know
broke.
why he died broke.
I remember them taking up I remember the Estrons came over to Dana's house one day, right after he died.
Was I there?
No,
Was
this
it in
was,
your apartment? Well, he
it was during the
stay there
summer.
a
I used to
while.
stay there.
That's probably something you know that I didn't
Is
know.
there not a Ben Estron? Who's the other Estron? What are the Estrons?
Ben?
No.
Ben Estrin.
No.
Harry?
Ben Estrin, that's her brother from California.
Bingo. He came in one
He wanted
day.
money too.
He came in one day. It was right after he died with his wife. Yes.
2 kids.
I don't know about the 2
Go
kids.
on. And they
But
wanted money
they,
too.
no, they didn't want money. They came to Dana's place one day
You got
One
it.
more.
when I was there during the week.
Right.
One more.
Right. You're
Wait,
right.
I'm going to heat up
That's
the coffee.
true.
I'm going to make coffee.
Ben
That's
Estron
right. That's
was,
one-
was
They never had much use for him because he never made enough money. The only time he got in touch with the family was when he needed some money. And of course, Elizabeth and Max were the salt of the earth. From
well, wait a minute. They did okay.
They were. I think they did fine.
They moved to Puerto Rico.
No, his daughter, Roberta, his oldest daughter, married.
Wait a minute.
Go on.
Yetta?
No,
No, not Elizabeth.
Elizabeth and Max had 2 children.
Right.
Sookie and Roberta.
Sookie was the one in
Puerto Rico?
no, in Waukegan.
No. They lived in St. Louis, and through the country club, she met Mrs. Flume, and she introduced
Who's
her
Mrs. Flume?
Roberta's mother-in-law. Roberta married when she was 18 years old, 17 or 18 years old.
Wait a minute, who's Roberta?
Jack died at the same year that Daddy died. He had a cerebral hemorrhage.
He had a brain tumor.
Right.
Wait a minute.
That was Roberta.
Start all over again now.
Marv was a sickly kid. So we used to give Marv bacon. I bought myself a tin pan and a fork, and I would cook it on the stove, rinse it out in the toilet, and hop on the front porch. So Jane would come in and grab a little bite of here and there. And then my father got sick, we made it for him. In my mother's house, we didn't care anymore.
All right, so Yetta, I know, made bacon, maybe under the same circumstances with the separate pan and all that, but I remember seeing him eat it, because I also remember telling Jay one time, and I said, I don't understand how your house can be strictly kosher when you had bacon in this house. I never got the answer. I was completely happy.
Oh.
But they say you
God, I'm going to a synagogue and I'm showing this tape. That's it.
They'll probably deny it anyway, because no matter what we say, they're going to deny what we... What I'm telling you is what I know to be true. There's certain things that stand out in your memory, and that happens to be one of them. When Ruby and Jay got married, I don't know if you remember the story, when Ruby and Jay got married, we wanted to entertain Bess and Seal and Miriam and myself. Where was Bess?
That's in California.
Oh, yeah. The three of us wanted to entertain for her. And we told her how many people we wanted to have to the party. And we asked if, since it was kosher, we asked if we could have it at her house. And we were going to broil fish and make everything to go with it so it would be a kosher dinner. It was supposed to be a shower.
Hold it.
And
Hold it.
none of us...
Where are you? Tell me. When somebody wanted to make entertain for you when you were getting married, they asked your mother for a list, right?
No.
Did they say how many people they want?
They came to me.
All right, and what did they say?
They said we'd like to have so many people.
Who would you
Who
like?
would you like to have?
Yeah.
Did you add more than you wanted? Did you go over overboard the number?
You're going to get some.
Unless it was a man or...
My sister, we were going to have 12 people.
Yeah.
And that was Ruby and her two sisters.
You remember, what year?
And Yetta,
What do you want to
me
cook?
and her,
What do you
and
want
Miriam.
this?
It came out to 12 people.
Where's Seal's going to
I
get
got
one?
Yetta, I'm sure. We had a meeting one day. We decided
This is right there. Is there milk
She
here?
said, well, what about Nancy and Eileen and Bertha's kid and Tammy's children? I said, hey, this is 12 people. There's going to be another show. There'll be other affairs. It's not important. Oh, no. If you can't have them, you can't have anything. I said, you gave me an ultimatum. I'm going to take it. You're going to get nothing.
No, well, it went for about a month.
No. I had a bar mitzvah coming up that time.
But the point was
Don't give me that.
that we were trying to make out that we said there's going to be other affairs. You don't have to invite the same people to every affair. We're going to have a thing now. There'll be a few to another affair. And so this is the way it was.
No, I'll have some water.
So Miriam got her door.
I don't drink coffee.
Huh?
I don't drink coffee.
Oh, how about
You
milk?
either?
A glass of milk?
You want milk?
No.
All right.
So they all got mad, and they said, well, look, this is the way it is. We can't afford it anymore. So he said, if you can't have it the way we want it, we're not going to have it at all. So it wasn't at all. And don't think the Carson family didn't throw it up to us for a long time.
You know what
Mrs.
she said to
Carson
me?
kept saying,
She said, wait, Marv is going to get married. I said, fine. If I'm going to have this aggravation, I
we
need
don't
it.
need it. That's what it amounted to. And I kind of
3
heard,
weeks later, when for Mark's bar mitzvah, I don't know how to make fish.
did you like that?
So I figured the hell with it. I'll go to the fish store, and if I make it and spoil it, I'll throw it out, and I'll get a couple heads of salmon. I'll make some potato salad. I'll make a kugel. So I'll have salmon instead of fish. She calls me up at 8:30 that morning, and she said, what are you doing? I said, I'm clearing up. I'm getting ready to go to the fish store. She says, for what? I said, to make fish. She says, don't go yet. I'll be over 11:30. We'll both go. So I figured, fine. We went at 11:30. We bought the fish. I went home. She went home to give Eileen lunch, and she was coming back to make the fish. And after school, we were still making it, and Cindy came over, and he said to me, and Seal, you want me to entertain for you? I said, what the hell for? I said, I didn't hire anybody because your mother's making a fish. You have to do this for me. I said, I don't need it. And it's never been right since. It was never
It was
right.
always what they wanted. They didn't give anybody else any leeway. What, you dropped it? Where'd you drop it?
What do you want, milk or pop?
A little milk.
Water.
Huh?
Water's fine.
Lauren, is he sleeping?
Yeah. Yeah, put him on the...
Here you are. Now listen, Mike is sleeping, so no more screaming, you hear? Don't holler anymore, okay? Eat it slow. Eat it slow.
From the world.
Huh? Well, we were to the present day. Anyway, that's the reason that none of the sisters entertained for anybody. When I was the last one to keep peace, and when I got married, they all pitched in, and they gave me my nightgown and slip, you know, the customary bridal stuff, and they all gave me the beautiful silverware that I got. And I had a lovely lunch, and it was very nice. You better ask Daddy if you have some more. But don't holler, just ask him.
You want more?
Yeah.
Say more.
Grandma.
Okay.
Say Grandma more. Grandma more. Did you say Grandma? I didn't hear you. Say Grandma more, please. Grandma more, please. Say Grandma
That's
more,
right.
please.
Tease him. Give him.
More, please.
Come on.
Oh, all these little things.
But that adds up family.
Stop before I forget.
Yeah, what? A little bit of milk. Oh.
I want your famous gefilte fish
Yeah,
recipe.
sit down and talk.
Oh, I got to you.
Until you get it, I just took your pillows and put
you.
That's all right,
I'll make
that's
a lot
okay.
of fish.
No, I want the recipe.
pillows on either side.
Okay, good.
Come sit, Brenda. What do you want,
Here's
milk?
your chance, the recipe.
Oh, how am I going to tell you straight?
I have no proportions. I can't, huh?
When you go...
Wine glasses in there. The small ones, big
Why do
ones.
you keep your milk in a container? Here, special reason. Can you reach up here?
There's big ones up there.
Oh, I don't care.
When you go to... Just wait a minute. When you go to the fish store, what do you buy? A whole whitefish. How much is that?
2.5 pounds.
2.5 pound whitefish. What else?
And a trout the same weight.
2.5 pound trout.
It's a lot
Yeah.
of fish.
Just wait.
And get a cup of herring. No, buffalo makes the fish too dark.
Oh, doesn't? All right.
A couple of herrings. Herring fish.
Herring.
How many
Herring
pounds?
fish. That's all.
How many pounds of herring?
2 herring fishes.
We're
That's all
about
that's
6
inside.
pounds of fish.
Altogether.
Okay, we got about 6 pounds of fish. Now,
And you have them
fillet.
Yeah, they also grind.
They grind it up for you too.
Okay.
But
But that's like hamburger.
if there's extra little, whatever it is, they will take most of it off anyway.
Okay.
Then you,
Where's the cake he bought?
here, I took it
He
out.
bought her some cookies.
Oh,
He bought for you, so you
I don't know, I can't eat, no, I can't eat herring. Oh, you mean the other one?
I got-
Oh, that's, I don't see it here, it's right here. I
Yeah,
haven't
he bought
touched it.
for you.
Yeah, all right,
Okay,
thank
all right.
you. Yeah.
That's dietetic.
That's good. Yeah, that's all
There's
right.
no sugar in it at all.
Okay.
That's
Anyway,
like sugar
yeah.
is what it is.
Anyway, then you clean up some celery,
Yeah.
onions.
Celery.
Yeah, you.
I never
couple
tasted
strips of
celery in it.
In the pot.
In the
In the
pot.
pot. In the pot.
Why?
In the cooking.
Give the flavor.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't even taste it, but it's there.
Okay, you throw celery in a pot.
Yeah.
And onions.
And onions, cut up
How many?
onions.
6 pounds, Todd.
6 pounds. About 4
Good
onions
like
in the pot and about 4 onions in the mixture.
In the mixture.
Okay.
Just after the ground
Yeah.
stuff.
Right, you grind it up and you mix it up all in it one day. You
Yeah.
take
You
your
make
shot
it
onions,
with 2 eggs.
you mush it in.
Real fine
3
chopped,
eggs.
yeah.
3 eggs.
3 eggs, also in
In
the...
the- in
Celery
the
go
fish.
in whole?
No, you dice it up. Cut it up. The 3 eggs,
Yeah,
salt and pepper,
Yeah.
a tablespoonful of mozzarella or breadcrumbs to hold it together.
okay. That's all?
And that's all. And mush it up real good with your hands
Right.
until it becomes good. Then you take a pot of water, wet your hands, scoop out a little bit, and go from one hand to another,
To make
forming
the
a
shape
ball.
of it.
Right.
To form a ball, and put it. The water should be boiling.
Oh, that's what I want to tell you. In this big pot with the onions,
Put it in,
carrots,
yeah.
and celery in the bottom, you take this piece of fish and you put it in very
Right.
gently, so it falls to the bottom.
Right.
And then you put it, and then you when you fill up the pot, make sure it's not a deep one,
Yeah.
but a wide
Right
one.
one, okay.
And if
You
depending, if you make them small,
Yeah.
you'll have more than 1 layer.
Right.
Don't buy too big.
Wait, yeah, that's the point. So that, see, there should be about this much water in it.
Yeah.
When you put the fish in, you lay
The
it
wa-
down.
and
then
the
you
water
put layers
rises
on.
up.
The
then
water will rise. And
But
then
make
you
sure
put the
that when you put cover back on to cook it, that the water is over the fish. If
Gotcha.
not, add a little bit.
When you do it, we'll all be together, believe me, when you're going to play with it. All right, go ahead.
You want to make it with
I'm gonna make a filter fish.
I made it from tuna fish.
Oh, no.
Yeah, made it. You
You gotta make the mock with
tuna fish.
not the tuna fish, with
Seal,
potato kugel.
seal,
Shush.
Wait,
from
wait.
tuna
Wait.
fish. We made
Now how long do you let it boil?
About 2 hours. On a small fire.
Oh, you just keep the water real hot now.
Cover it
You
and,
bring it to a boil and then let it
and
simmer.
then let it simmer.
Yeah.
Okay, at the end of 2 hours, you scoop it out, you
You
put
let
it
it get to a boil, cut
You
it
let the-
down to
wait,
half,
you-
and then put the fish in.
Okay, wait a minute. Now, at the end of 2 hours,
She said, you bring the mixture to a boil, then put the fish
fish
in.
in, and then cook it at medium heat.
Right.
2 hours.
Right.
Then you turn off the heat and you let it sit.
Let it sit and cool off.
We
And
have
you
to
take the whole
cook.
pot, you throw it, you can
No,
take the
no, no,
pieces
no, they
out.
can take with a spoon
With a
or
spoon
a
or a
ladle,
flat
and you
ladle.
take it out
And you
put it in the
separate
container.
after it's been cooled.
You throw away your vegetables, you take some of
Take
that
out the carrots
put it in a glass
and put it
jar.
in the glass and, and save the juice if there's any. But make sure there's always juice because if it dries out, it'll
Gotcha.
burn
That's the
everything.
gel that you
Yes.
get on
How long will it
Yeah.
last?
Huh?
About the fish, a week?
You don't freeze it, but finish it up in a week.
He'll eat it.
Yeah.
Okay. TV.